Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to take a look at the Extreme Z battle for Super Saiyan God Goku and Super Saiyan God Vegeta. So this is the Destined Rivals Saga 4 and it's pretty intensive. It's not crazy, just these guys have some pretty nuts tankiness. So let's take a look and let's see how we go. They are weak to Pure Saiyans and they are weak to obviously Int and AGL types respectively. Also, obviously as part of that, there is a pretty nice transition between the two of them. You'll be battling Goku in the first 5 rounds, then Vegeta in the first 5 rounds, then Goku, then Vegeta, and then Goku, and then you'll fight both of them in rounds 21 to 30. Obviously there are some missions involved, and both of their EZAs look pretty good. We'll talk about them, but they both look really solid. Really decent EZAs, make them both pretty viable in current content and just really good actually. Especially Goku, a lot of people rave about him. He has a very high level of damage reduction, which makes him really tanky, and he's got very good category requirements for that. Whereas Vegeta has God, which when it activates means he's going to be pretty beastly offensively, but the only problem is, again, it's a chance for God to activate. So it is a little bit unfortunate on that end, but Vegeta is still very good. Don't discount him. He's very solid. And yeah, we'll take a look at obviously both of them in reviews. In the first or beginning of the Extreme Z battle, there's no real notable strengths that either of them have. There are some missions, mainly for Dokkan Awakening the units, and you will receive some Kais. You will receive some Tech and Strength Kais, so you can raise both of their essays to 15. Now, in terms of the team that we are going to be building, we are using a Pure Saiyans team led by the Transforming Vegeta, and we're using an all free-to-play lineup. So all of these units are free-to-play. We have the 3 Universe, 6 free-to-play units, the Saiyans, alongside the Tutorial LR Goku, and we also have the Super Saiyan Yardrak Goku. So pretty decent lineup. I would say obviously there are plenty of options you can replace them with, and there's plenty of great lead options. You can use AGL Vegeta, you can use Strength Super Vegeta. You're welcome to use either of those units. I think AGL Vegeta is the best unit overall for this event. I think he's the best lead and one of the best damage dealers, especially since having AGL Vegeta will really take out the Strength Vegeta super duper quickly. So that is something that I think is really good, and I would totally suggest looking into taking 2 AGL Vegetas. I think it's really going to help you out a lot. Obviously, as always with Extreme Z battles, we are going to be taking a look at stage 10, 20 and 30. That does mean for both stages 10 and 20 we will be facing Goku, we won't be facing Vegeta, but this isn't a major issue, as we're going to keep the same team the entire way through. So we're not going to be changing this team at all, regardless of whether we're facing Vegeta or Goku. At stage 10, obviously Vegeta gains, or Vegeta/Goku gains immunity to being stunned, but overall the team build is more than fine. Now there are tons of good Pure Saiyan options for you to utilize. You have both brand new LR units, you have tons of fantastic LR units, you have pretty much the biggest roster in the game to choose from. So it's really pointless for me to go through alternative units, because you could choose pretty much any unit and replace any of these units, and you will do so effectively. If I can suggest some pretty interesting picks for the team, I would pick the Strength Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. I think he's a great choice, especially for stages 21 to 30, because he basically fires off multiple AoE super attacks, and he has a very decent crit chance as well. That's going to help you out a lot, because this event has some of the tankier Extreme Z battle units. So these guys have some pretty nuts damage reduction. Basically, they have really high damage reduction. From stage 21 to stage 30, they have 70 to 80% damage reduction, which is really nuts. It's like really high levels of damage reduction. So they also have increased damage reduction against tech type enemies, which obviously you don't want. So don't bring tech type units if you can avoid it. I just leave the Kaba in there because, you know, why not? He's the only tech type unit there. But generally speaking, you don't want to have that. Then in terms of units to bring, just bring units that you know can crit. As long as your units can crit, it's going to increase your clear time, because the more crits you get, the better, especially against such high damage reduction. Even things like attacks effective against all types are not going to be as good as crits, due to the fact that crits circumvent a large portion of damage reduction. So when you are taking on this event, try and bring units that crit. Like I said, bringing double AGL Vegeta leads really is super solid, because of course it brings the ability to basically insta-clear the strength Goku, which I think is really good. So for me, I think it's, you know, really important to make sure that you bring units that can crit. And for me, this team build here was pretty decent because of that. We had some pretty decent crit builds. Obviously, being free-to-play units, we have access to a large portion of their hidden potential system, which means we're able to really bring units that critted very well. I brought a friend AGL Vegeta lead and generally had a pretty swell time the whole way through. Here we are on stage 30. On stage 30, you're going to battle both of them at the same time. Both of them are immune to sealing. Both of them are immune to stunning, attack lowering, defense lowering, the usual. So pretty stock standard affair at this point. Just a heads up that, like I said, you do want to focus on that crit orientated build, but it can take a while. They don't necessarily hit too hard, but they are again along the lines of that tankier EZA. Or Extreme Z battle, I should say, which is fine, because, you know, that does tend to happen. Physical Future Gohan was similar to this, in that he was very tanky as a unit, and so his Extreme Z battle was very tanky by default, but overall it wasn't that bad at time. Some stages did take like 5 minutes though, with this free-to-play team build, so just bear in mind, you're not going to get close to dying, but you may want to put on something entertaining to watch, because with this exact team build, it can take a while. Yeah, it can genuinely take quite a long period of time. So yeah, beyond the length of time and the tankiness of the units, you shouldn't have that big an issue. I think for the most part, you'll find it to be a pretty chilled ride. Fortunately, the build we have has a decent amount of coverage for the types. Obviously, like I said, AGL Vegeta, gonna make quick work of the strength Vegeta. We would have actually taken him out if we had just gotten an additional super attack, which would have actually made this whole run go a little bit faster. But we also have decent coverage. We've got the Int Kale, who obviously attacks the Tech Goku. We've got the Int Super Saiyan Goku as well. We've got the Physical Goku, who, okay, he's weak. Both physical units are obviously weak to the strength Vegeta, but even when they get hit by super attacks in the late stages, they're not necessarily, you know, that weak. I do think AGL Vegeta is the best lead, probably closely followed by Super Vegeta, the strength one. His guaranteed crits will be great here. I just think having the double AGL up to basically just solo finish the strength Vegeta in this event is pretty solid. That being said, you're welcome to pick whatever you want. It's such a diverse category that I honestly can't really say that there is a 100% effective build. I'm just showing the pretty much entirely free-to-play build to give you guys some decent options here, and just to show you that it's really not that difficult an event. The biggest hindrance I have as free-to-play is the fact that it's basically going to take a little bit longer than some other people. But it didn't really take too long. It took longer than Omega Shenron and Gogeta, but overall it was more than fine. And out of it you're going to get 2 really good EZAs. Goku, who's got a massive 77% damage reduction against movie bosses or pure Saiyans. And then you've also got the Vegeta, who's got guard against all types and has a great chance of stunning the attacked enemy if they are a movie boss or pure Saiyan. So really strong double up of the units. Both of them really awesome. They share great links with each other. It's basically like getting a very top tier combination of units. So really good stuff. But that's pretty much it. You can farm this if you want to. It's completely up to you. Obviously there is a achievement linked to getting past a certain amount of stages, and the mission should be pretty straightforward. All you have to do is Dokkan Awaken them or Easy A them, and then you have to raise their super attack levels. I am fortunate in that I have both of these units at SA10. At SA10. I have both of them rainbowed. Yes, I do have them at SA10, but I have both of them rainbowed. So I'm very fortunate that I'm finally going to be able to do a rainbow presentation of 2 Easy A's, which is always a lot of fun and rare on my channel. But that's it from me. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care, stay safe, and bye.